Hey guys, it's just Kevin here, and I'm just gonna make a quick video here on how to take your JSON and put it into CSV. There's a lot of people kind of asking out there on how to get transactions into CSV, and I think this is gonna help. It should be noted that if you're looking to get all the transactions for Elrond to date, it's not probably the best use of this tool. Um, you might want to get your own archive node and API for that, or come up with a different solution, because this wouldn't be the way to do that. But for doing smaller wallets and querying some smart contracts, this isn't the worst idea. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is you're just going to go to your api.elrond.com, and here it's just a basic breakdown, and there's tons of things you can do here, but today I'm just going to show you transactions. So here's your transactions get. It's the first one. You're going to click try it out. And after that, there's a ton of different fields you can put in. And here, the max you can ever do is 9999, so 9,999. You can never query more than 10,000 transactions on the API, and there are some limitations there with some other people as well. So I haven't yet seen a solution where you can query all transactions. I'm sure one will come out one day, or maybe someone will build their own. But for now, I'm just going to show you just a very basic query, and I'm just going to query the last 100 transactions on the protocol. So that's anything that's happened basically probably in the last maybe few minutes. And so I'm just going to scroll down. I put the size in as 100, and I'm just going to execute. It'll just take a minute. So here you have the curl response if you want to use that. You have the request URL. This URL is actually can come in handy for different scripts and stuff. You can just paste it in there, and then you can actually see all the JSON data, but not formatted or any of that stuff. But this can come in handy for things like PHP scripts and that sort of stuff if you want to kind of grab data. So what I'm going to do here though is then you're actually allowed to download this, and this will download it into the JSON file. And what you're going to do then is head over to this handy little tool, and it's just, I'll highlight it here. It's convertcsv.com/json-2.csv.htm. It's really simple to use, and probably the easiest way to do this. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to go to choose file, and I'm going to choose file, and here's the one we just used. This is the 100 transactions. I'm going to hit open, and then you're going to choose your output options. The default should be correct. You just want to make sure you include the header in the first row, and everything else should be correct. And if so, then just go ahead and say convert JSON to CSV. Great. So what we've seen is this is giving me 100 rows. Those are for the 100 transactions. And what it's done then is it's brought it down into CSV format below. So here you can see all the headers. You can check your data for consistency. There's some stupid ads, but whatever. And then after that, I just will rename it to just last 100. And then you just download your CSV, and that's that. You open it up in Excel, Google Sheets, or anything like that. But now, obviously, I think a lot of you out there might want to just get your own transactions from your own wallet, and pump those out into CSV in this format. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So first off, we're going to use the community wallet for this exercise. There's 18 pages there, so that's well under the 10,000 transactions. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy that. I'm going to refresh this page in the meantime, and I'm going to refresh the Elrond API as well. The only reason I do that is I just like every time I do a new query, I just like to refresh it and just get it fresh. So you go back down to transactions, which is down here. You're going to try it out again. In this case, put the total amount. It's there's not that many transactions, but you might as well put the max in just to ensure it covers it all. And now the first thing you want to do, there's two steps to this. The first step is you want to add your wallet address in as a receiver. So this is going to filter out all transactions received to your address, and then it's going to output the JSON like so. So we'll just wait a second here. Shouldn't take too long. There's not that many. So here's the response again. So I'm just going to download that. This is the receiver one. And I'm actually going to just rename that to receiver community wallet. And then after that, I'm going to delete that address from here and add it into the sender file. And I'm going to execute that. Now, of course, the reason for this is sender is then for any transactions that were sent by you. So this just makes sure that you cover both transactions. So this one might take a bit longer. Okay, so response, we're good. So I'm going to download that. And then I'm going to, again, show in folder. I'm going to call this one sender community wallet. Right. And then what you would do then is you would come over here, choose your file. I'm going to do the receivers, open, just check that your inputs include the header, convert to JSON CSV, and then you'll see here we have 288 for the receiver. And here I just download that as the result, and it'll actually take the name, so that's my CSV. And then again, I'm gonna have to do this again for the sender wallet. I'm just gonna open that, and I think actually in this case I might actually just refresh again. Sometimes it doesn't work on the second run, so it's always better just kind of refresh with this application anyways. So choose file, I'm gonna hit the sender community JSON file. Check the outputs, make sure it has the included header, convert JSON to CSV, and here you'll have another big drop of transactions, and again you're going to just download that result, and then after this, what you'd want to do in your CSVs is combine them, and then the last thing you want to do is just search for duplicate hashes, and it'll remove any transactions that's the same. That can happen from time to time, just to be aware. And then that's it. What if you have more than 10,000 transactions? This one doesn't, but let's just say, for example, it does. So what we're going to do is either in your CSV or in your in just this app. I'm just going to use this app for now. Is you scroll down, you'll see a timestamp column. If you scroll over, you'll see timestamp there, and what you're going to want to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom to the last transaction that the API popped out. Scroll. So this was the last transaction that the API popped out, and that timestamp's really important. But what I do is I always take the one above it. The reason I do that is just to have a bit of overlap. So if this had more than 10,000 transactions, it would stop here, but you could have another 500 or even another 10,000 transactions after this. So what you need to do is you need to select the last timestamp or the second last one. I like to do the second last one just to ensure that tiny overlap, no transactions are missed. So you're going to copy that, then go back to the Elrond API, and in this case, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to leave it as the sender, but there's a before. Filter, so I'm going to hit before 1632196, and that's this one. So what should happen now is only one transaction is going to show up, and it'll be this one just below it. if you had more than 10,000, if you had more after this, then you'll have a bunch more. But in this case, there are no more transactions past this last one. So the only one that'll come up is that one now. So we're going to go and we're going to execute. Do, 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 do. Hopefully that executes. There we go. So that executed, and lo and behold, it's just that transaction and this transaction. So it actually brings in the last two transactions. So these last two. So it'll bring in that timestamp and the one below it, and then that's it. So that's how you would get transactions if it didn't bring in all your transactions. If you had 10,000 or more. I think that's it for now. There's a lot more you can do, but I think for just very basic, just getting it into CSV, this will probably help a lot of you out there. All right, I'll do more maybe if there's more questions, but for now, that's probably enough. Okay, have a great day.